So again, much love to everybody in this room. And thanks again so much for coming out. We're going to bring out the big guy. Let's get him up here. He's the executive director. It's a lovely title. Let's get him up here. Kyle Stefanski. Come on up here. Yeah, put it together.
Beautiful room tonight, guys. This turned out much more gorgeous than I could have imagined. Thank you. Speaking of thank yous, for everyone in this room who came here to support, who came here to hear the message, who's been affected, and who came to just kind of have a good time, enjoy their friends and family. It's a Monday night, so thank you. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We started Rhonda's Kiss in 2015, and this is the event that I've been envisioning since we started. Been very patient, very persistent with it. This is a cause that truly means so much to my family and I and those who work with us. That tonight is a very, truly special night, and all of you are part of a special evening that I hope you'll remember for a long time. So speaking of thank yous, I would love to thank PJ Byrne for such a wonderful introduction. PJ, right? I love that guy. I would also like to thank my family. Thank you so much, for being supportive while I'm over here on the West Coast trying to carry this message. We all band together after Mom passed, and I love you guys so much. And we support each other in so many different ways. And I'm so happy you're here tonight. And if you could please stand. First, my father, Mark. Then there's my brother, Bradley. And his wife, Kara. We also have my brother Alex and his girlfriend Natalia. We have my little sister Melissa. Thank you. And my older sister Ashley is actually pregnant with her second kid, so she couldn't fly out, but she sends her best from New York. And finally, we have my beautiful girl Julie. If you could please stand. When our son was here earlier, the two of them have been beyond supportive day in, day out, and they put up with me, so I really appreciate that. So we have a couple other people just getting through the thank yous that do put up with me. This is the other supportive side of Rhonda's Kiss. It's our Rhonda's Kiss team. And in that team, we have Jackie Shea. Jackie, are you around? See Jackie. Jackie is a project manager. Jackie also takes care of a lot of administrative work that we have, and she keeps me and the other two guys in check. She's been a beautiful addition to our group, and there she is, all the way up there. Thank you, Jackie. There's Mike Hermosa, our creative director. Mike Hermosa. There he is. He's right over there in the corner. Mike is a longtime friend. He was at the first Rhonda's Kiss that we did in Los Angeles. And he's been with me, through the trenches ever since. So thank you. I really appreciate you, bro. And finally, we have Eustace Montgomery Hicks. Eustace. I think Eustace might have stepped. Oh, okay. But Eustace is just such a wonderful human being. I know a lot of you clapped earlier when his name was announced. He's been such a great addition to the Rhonda's Kiss team. He's a great friend, mentor, isn't afraid of a little fireside chat. If you sit with him for a little while, you realize that the hours go by because he's just so into everything that he's talking about. Amazing, dedicated human being. So thank you, Eustace. Appreciate you. So, again, I would love to thank all the committee members. PJ, you did a wonderful job of that. Really appreciate you there. And finally, we have our chair of the evening, Mr. Danny A. PJ pointed out that his hair does look beautiful this evening, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but he's also got a nickname called Tanny A, and his tan is gorgeous tonight. Check it out. Shining from here, buddy. Yeah, Danny is just a salt-of-the-earth human being. I am truly blessed to have met him and built a friendship with him. You know, this evening wouldn't be what it is without him, you know, putting himself out there for me and, you know, really, really understanding the cause and understanding what this all means. His heart is pure gold, and he knows how to give back in so many ways, shapes, and forms. And I truly value our friendship. Danny, thank you so much for everything that you do, and we're blessed. Thank you. So, all right, so now to why we're here this evening. Why we are here this evening. So some of you may know our mother, beautiful Rhonda, passed away in 2014. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The battle was very short. As you know, pancreatic is very brutal, and it was about 2 months. In the aftermath of her passing, you know, my family, we were left to pick up the pieces and try and make sense of it. It was so quick. We were in shock, and there was really nowhere else to turn except inward. And we're lucky we have, you know, a decent-sized tribe, and we leaned on each other, and we wanted to turn this negative into a positive. And you know, that's exactly what we did. We realized through the medical odyssey that we were blessed with the finances to be able to go to the ends of the earth to try to save our mother and wife. But, you know, it was an unfortunate outcome. And just to think about, if you didn't have those financial means and you were struck with this horrible, horrible disease, how difficult that could be. I mean, I just think it's hard for those who haven't been affected because it truly hits you in ways that you wouldn't even imagine. So, you know, we started thinking about this, and it's really true. You know, there are stats out there recently, you know, that I've read, that about 50% of people go through their entire life savings 2 years after they're diagnosed with cancer. 50% of people, entire life savings wiped out, just like that. It's a very, very unfair disease when it comes to the finances. And that being said, there's also another trend happening. You know, cancer is on the rise. It's the #2 killer behind cardiovascular disease, heart disease. But it is soon to take over as #1 in the next few years. And with that, it's obvious that we're throwing a lot of money at this subject, at this matter. There's about $90 billion that the National Cancer Institute has thrown at cancer research itself in the last 40 years. And that's just the National Cancer Institute, and just themselves. Now, that's just one. Now, we're talking, if you add it all up, these are numbers that are just unfathomable, and we need it. We absolutely need it. But here's the thing. That type of money is not helping the people. It's not helping the human themselves here and now. These cancer trials, which are super, super important, which we need, will affect people 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years down the road. And like I said, we absolutely need that. But Rhonda's Kiss is here to look at the patient themselves, to look at the human being. There are people right now who don't have these finances. Let's get it to them. Let's get it to them immediately. I mean, imagine if you were diagnosed with cancer and you couldn't even get a ride to or from your treatment. The treatment, this beautiful facility that all this money has been put up, you know, to provide, and you can't even make it there because you can't afford the ride. And another point, beautiful women lose their hair. Just like I said, Our mother was a gorgeous woman, and unfortunately, we watched her deteriorate right before our eyes with pancreatic cancer, and there was nothing that we could do about it. And like PJ said before, I don't think anybody should have to deal with that. I don't think anyone should be subject to that without help. So a big important point about that is that maintaining the dignity of the cancer patient has truly been an important point for Rhonda's Kiss. Maintaining the dignity is huge for us. So I want you guys to remember that. To date, at this point, Rhonda's Kiss has started partnerships with world-class organizations, just like Cleveland Clinic, Ohio, Cleveland Clinic, Florida, and Cedars-Sinai. These beautiful partnerships with these patient assistance programs that we create have enabled us to donate over $1 million to date. And like I said before, this is tangible. You know, this goes right to the patients, goes right to the patient assistance program. These patients can apply for it. It's immediate care. We need that in this country. We need that everywhere. Immediate care for those underserved, can't afford it. It's very simple. We provide, like I said before, the rides, mortgage, rent payment, childcare, co-pays, utilities, all of these things that you truly don't think of. The list goes on and on and on. And with that, tonight is a very, very important night because we're expanding our reach. We've partnered up with City of Hope, another world-class organization, to establish our new patient assistance program. If you guys obviously don't know this, the City of Hope's patient population, as 40% of them make under $40,000 a year. Now, these are cancer patients. Those people have much more to worry about than just cancer. I mean, if you ask me, just look at the stats. So, the money raised tonight will go to our new patient assistance program to help these individuals, to help these people seriously in need right now to pay bills, those underserved that we're speaking about specifically. We can't do it ourselves. We truly need your help. Everybody in this room is here for a reason. You've all been handpicked. This is a very, very special room, like I said. As we've already seen tonight, no one is exempt from this disease, this terrible, terrible disease. And I hope if you haven't been touched, that you won't be. So with that, I actually wanted to just give a little anecdote that I get from my father. And in thinking about this and thinking about the people that we help, and cancer is such a daunting subject. It's so vast. How can you literally make a difference? How can you penetrate? How can it mean something? Well, I revert to a story my dad loves. There's a huge storm, and all these starfish wash up on the beach. It's full of thousands and thousands of starfish, as far as you can see. And there's a guy walking up and down a pier, and he sees a kid on the beach, bending over and picking up each of these starfish and throwing them back into the water. The guy can't make sense of it, so he walks over to the little kid, and he goes to him, "Hey, you know you can't save all of these. Why are you doing that? Why are you wasting your time?" And the kid looks up at him, grabs that starfish, throws it in, and says, "Yeah, but I'll save this one." So, with that, I want you guys to know we're going to save as many starfish, as many cancer patients as humanly possible. Rhonda's Kiss is not going to stop. Our persistence is here. We are here to stay. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And now, I'd like to introduce our next guest. It is wonderful Dr. Dale from City of Hope. He's here to talk a little bit more about the partnership with Rhonda's Kiss and the world-class organization, City of Hope. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Dale.